We have a voicemail number. That number is 219 2 David P. Here's a really good question that came in about the obsession from many on the right with trans people. Take a listen to this.
Hi, David. As for why people are so obsessed with trans people, I myself am not trans, but many of my best friends are. It's actually really based in white supremacy, in that being a straight white man is their entire identity. And if the gender binary it doesn't exist the way they think that it does, then there's an entire existential crisis that they can't deal with because their entire identity is based on being a straight white man. So it's a lot more complicated than that, and the gender binary is very complicated across multiple cultures, but that's my 2 cents.
So there's a couple different things going on. First of all, I think some people don't like it when I say this. I really could not care less about gender and sexuality in the sense of it impacting my opinion or conversations that I want to have with people. And what I mean by that is I'm not being pejorative when I say this. I'm really bored by all of this stuff of what identity and who's what and who do you date and who are you attracted to and what's your gender. I have so many things that I tend to find of interest to talk about with people, regardless of their identity, that I find all of this stuff really, really boring. I treat everybody with respect. I don't care how you want to identify. I don't care who you're attracted to. It's just not interesting to me. I consider all of these just people's personal choices, and I'm fine with whatever, as long as you're not hurting people, committing crimes. The things I'm concerned with are people who, regardless of their identity, are just not good people. Those are my concerns. Okay, so for me, it's like I just don't care. Do whatever you want. See whoever. Okay, now that doesn't mean I ignore the fact that there are people targeted and treated terribly because of their identity. Now, why is it such a point of obsession for so many on the right? Right now, it's trans people. It's in a sense, there's 2 things going on. One, it is much more. What's the word I'm going to say? It's now much more accepted to be gay and lesbian. By the way, lesbianism has for a long time been the most accepted. That's the least offensive. That's for a long time. If you sort of like rank the things that the homophobic, transphobic, etc. right wingers are angry about, lesbians is usually the thing that they're least angry about. Then you've got gay people. And when it comes to gay men, they have to a great degree kind of said, okay, gay marriage is legal. You can't fire people for their real or perceived sexual orientation anymore. We got to kind of ease up on that. And also, I think that the public opinion has shifted, and more people, even right wingers, are generally tolerant, if not absolutely fine, with gay people as a general thing, although homophobia still exists. So now you've got trans. And within trans, you have a number of different aspects that people can choose to become enraged about. There's the trans adoption part. There is the characterizing trans people as predators. This is the bathroom stuff. Remember, that was when bathrooms were the big flashpoint. It was all about, well, biological men will lie that they are actually wanting to exist in the world as women simply to go hang out in women's bathrooms and girls' locker rooms. And it's like, of course, that's not happening. And also, acting like a predator would get you in trouble no matter what you have as gender identity. It didn't make any sense. But that was one aspect that they've been pushing the gay men are pedophiles thing for a long time, wrongly so. But it seemed like they had a really specific way to do it with trans people that was less overtly transphobic to some. And so they could get away with it. I think that that's one component of it. Number 2, it's entered the political milieu for the right because of trans sports and Donald Trump openly, doing his weightlifting mimicry and the entire thing about trans sports. So that's another aspect that has entered in. If you have a competition among men and some of the men are gay, it doesn't give you the same opportunity to claim things are unfair that the narrative about trans athletes has given. So that's sort of like another aspect to it. And then beyond that, they seem obsessed to some degree because the focus has been on cultural issues more specifically lately. And so they don't really have policy to talk about. I think it's sort of like a little bit of all of the above. That's why the right has become so obsessed with trans people. If there's elements of it that I'm missing, let me know. We have a great bonus show for you today. Andrew Yang's Forward Party, the third party, has now formally launched. We will talk about it. What is their policy? We don't know yet, but they're going to announce it very, very soon. Secondly, the Biden administration is offering to return to Russia a convicted arms dealer to get Brittany Griner back. That's the female basketball player who's been imprisoned in Russia for a period of time now. There is now a negotiation happening. We will talk about it. And number three, two former police officers have now been sentenced for violating George Floyd's civil rights. This is going above and beyond the initial trial. And we will talk about that as well. All of those stories and more are available on today's bonus show. To get the bonus show, you've got to be a member. That's the only requirement. You sign up at joinpacman.com. You will instantly have access to the bonus show. And of course, if you would like a discount off of membership, use the coupon code BIGVOTING22. We will see you then or on the Friday show.